or if you want to share with family and friends, then obviously that's a good thing for you to do. I'm also just going to turn my camera off because I know some people have a few problems with bandwidth and with sharing, so it just makes it a little bit faster, and hopefully we won't have any problems there. So let's move on. So thanks very much for joining us. As I said, my name is Lucy. During today's webinar, I'm going to take you on a guided tour of the online learning experience. Hannah will be doing that shortly. So it'll give you an idea of preview of the online learning environment, what it looks like, what you can expect, how you access your learning material as well, and also how you interact with other students and with tutors as well, how you communicate with each other, and then also what sort of information is available to you as a learner when you're in the portal. We'll also have plenty of time at the end if you've got any questions, whether that's about the learning environment or whether they're some more course specific questions, then we will have time to do that at the end. So just very briefly, for some of you may already have done lots of research and know who we are, but the University of Derby Online Learning, we're a division of the University of Derby. So we're based in the Midlands in the UK, so kind of in the middle of the country. But we are completely and utterly, wholeheartedly dedicated to providing degrees through online learning. That's all we do. So we, right from the very start, when you first start talking to us, you are your inquiries are managed by our inquiry team, and we will be with you right through from that very first inquiry through to when you graduate. And that's one of the things that we really pride ourselves is being able to build relationships with our students. Many of you, especially if you're doing a full undergraduate degree, doing it part-time, you could well be studying with us for up to 6 years. So it's a large amount of time. We're one of the UK's leading universities for online learning, so we've got over 15 years experience. So we have built up lots of expertise and knowledge over those years, which means that we can offer you a first-class online learning experience. Many of our courses are vocationally orientated and they're accredited by professional organisations. For example, our psychology degrees are accredited by the British Psychological Society. So that really, what that means is that we are working with industry, key industry organisations to ensure that the content that we are providing you is what you need to be able to progress your career or to be able to enhance and have an impact in the workplace. We have an experienced academic team. All of our academics are experts in their specific subject areas. We have a core team who are based here in Derby with us, but then we also have a wide bank, if you like, of tutors and associate academics who are located all over the world. And that means that we can pull in expertise from different sectors, from different countries, to be able to offer you a really enriched learning experience. As well as our academic teams to give you support throughout your studies, you'll also have a team of non-academic support from our dedicated team of online learner advisors, and they are here to help you with any non-academic issues. It could be, they will also help you with your module selection, any questions that you have. They're just here for you to offer you that kind of pastoral type support. So many of you will already have seen that we do a wide range of courses. You can choose undergraduate courses, so bachelor's degrees or university certificates and diplomas, through to postgraduate courses, so master's level, postgraduate certificates, diplomas and master's degrees. We also offer a range of short courses or CPD and professional development courses, which we've introduced a new range of those over the last few months. If you're just looking for information to keep you current and to boost your CV, then these are absolutely perfect for that. And we also offer some free courses, which are, again, they're really helpful if you want to experience online learning, but the subjects that we've chosen also able you to enrich, again, your working practice or build up your skills and knowledge as well. Currently at the minute, we've got a dementia one that's running and also a digital me one. So information is available for those on our website, but they're totally free and absolutely anybody can do theirs. They're open to everybody. As I've already mentioned, many of our courses are accredited by professional organisations. Here's just some of the badges from organisations that accredit many of our courses. And as I said, that just gives you the confidence that the content that you're learning has been approved, and it does need to meet certain standards and requirements to be accredited. So it gives you that reassurance of the quality of the course that we're offering you. Okay, so that was a very brief potted history, just to give you a little bit of an introduction. But I'm going to hand over now to Hannah, and she will take you through the online learning journey and give you some insight into what our online learning world looks like. So over to you, Hannah.
Hello, thank you, Lucy. And just to give a bit of an overview, first of all, my name is Hannah Stanley Scott, as you can see on screen. And I'm the Content Development Manager here at the University of Derby Online Learning. As Lucy has overviewed already, we are a dedicated department for online learning. And so me and my team specialise in creating online learning content which is tailored for online learning students. So we work with the academic team to take their academic knowledge, expertise and experience and create content in the online learning platform which we hope you will find engaging and informative and enrich your studies with us. It also means that I look after the online environment, the virtual learning environment that you will study within. And so that's what I'm here to talk you through today. If anybody can't hear me, could you just post a message in the chat at some point, just so I can make sure everyone is keeping up. The first thing I just wanted to make you all aware of is we do have available on our website more information that you might be interested to learn before you consider your next step in your online learning journey. So we have what we call our guide to online learning, and chapter 1 of that is what is online learning. So it answers that question of what is online learning so that you know more about it. You can see from the screen grab that's up in front of you now some of the questions that are answered in there. So hopefully after today's webinar you can go to that chapter and find out more information that we won't have time to go into too much detail on here today. The second chapter of our guide to online learning then goes into a bit more detail on the subject specific benefits of online learning. So talks to you around the support that you will get through your online studies, the accreditation that's available through the different programs, what the academic profiles are for the people that work on your programs, and talks about the services and support that's available to you outside of our department, so across the whole university, because online learning students that do come to study with us here at UDOL are also full students of the University of Derby, and so you will have access to the wellbeing team, the student services team, the library, all of the support departments that support our on-campus full-time students are also there to support you as online students. And so you can see on screen in front in this chapter there are specific program area options for you to go into, which provide you with more of that background around the services and support specifically for your program area. And so once you have become a student of the university, you will have access to a range of resources that are to support you in becoming familiar and up to speed with the online learning environment. So once you've enrolled and you've been given access to our online learning environment, you will log in through the University of Derby Online Learning webpage using the student login option at the top right of the screen there. Once you are in, you will have access to our student portal homepage. So the student portal is the key place for you to get all the information that you need about the course that you are studying and what's happening within the department and across the university. We hope you find it's clearly laid out so that you can find all the information that you need in one place. And the dashboard at the top gives you quick links to your university email accounts, your library, your grades, and helps you to manage your passwords and access the student hub. Under the dashboard, you will see that there are links to your specific programs that you are studying and the modules that you are enrolled on. And below that, any announcements that have been made within your modules and programs by the academics that you will be working with. On the right-hand side of the student portal homepage, you will see a news section, an update section. In the update section, we provide weekly announcements that we hope support you as part of your journey through your modules. So each of the modules runs over a 10-week teaching period, and at different points throughout those modules, we will place announcements here in the update section, which are relevant to each week's of study. So we will offer you advice and guidance around getting to know your online learner advisors. It could be that as we're nearing submission time, we'll give you advice and guidance around checking your assignments for plagiarism and where you can go to get more support on completing your assignments. There is also throughout the terms and throughout the academic year, we have live webinars just like this one, designed to support you through your studies and through hopefully your real life workplaces as well. So you can see now we have one live for workforce development webinars, and we also have at various points webinars to support you with using the library, understanding study skills and IT support as well. So we have a full schedule of support sessions available for you throughout term. Below the updates, we have the news sections. And one of the things that we find reported from our online learning students is that they value feeling part of the wider university. So here in this section, we will just use it to provide you with additional news of things that you should be considering right now, things that you could be aware of that are happening across the university, and signpost and point to you different resources and support which are available to you as a student. So we'll look at a bit more detail now on the different tabs and areas that are available within the student portal. And the navigation at the top gives links to different sections. The Getting Started section is the one that we recommend all new students do visit first of all. There is lots of additional materials and guidance within there, including a video which will give you, or two videos, which will give you detailed guide and tour through the online learning environment, and to show you how to access different pieces of information from different areas within the environment and how you can move around and become familiar with it. The My Learning tab is the area where you will access all of your modular learning materials, and we'll come back to that shortly. University services is where you will find a hub to those other support systems that are in place across the university. So the wellbeing team, the careers team, and the student services team. There's library support available in there, and the library will give you support via Skype or one-to-one sessions, as will the careers service as a way to replace the service that you would also be able to access if you were based here on campus. We have a large help centre which is available to give you 24/7 access to frequently asked questions, everything from resetting your passwords to how to make course payments and how to take break from studies. And this online learning support complements the personal support that you'll receive from the online learning advisor, and their details are available in the contact us section at the end. The online learning advisors are a crucial support network to you while you're an online learning student with us here. So whilst you will have your academic tutors and your program leaders who will support you with the academic elements of your modules and your programs, the online learning advisors are here to give you that additional pastoral support and be a consistent point of contact for you that you can ring up if you need support and assistance with finding something, if you need to take a break from your studies because of your personal circumstances, or just need help with understanding what submission dates are and how to go about doing things in the online environment. So within that My Learning section that I referred to earlier, this is where you will find links to all of the programs and modules that you are studying at the moment. You can see in here both current modules and previous year's modules, so you can always access quickly and easily what you're studying, and also if you want to go back and use previous modules as a reference point, you can do that from within here. The online learning environment is structured to make it interacting, engaging and social. And we call it online learning because it's not just studying e-texts or resources online, but you are learning through a network of your peers and through the academic tutors. So Lucy showed you the raise your hand function earlier. Can I just ask how many of you use social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? Just pop your hands up if you use any of those tools. Thank you, Lizzie. Wonderful. Any more? That's excellent. So all of you are used to using social media and collaborative tools in the online environment. That will prepare you really well for studying online. Because just like you will be studying with your peers in the classroom, as you would if you're on campus, you'll just be doing that online here. So in the same way, you'll be used to communicating with your friends and colleagues through Facebook and Twitter and all those other mechanisms. That's what you would do in the virtual learning environment with the other students on your module and on your programs. The facilitator of those communities is your academic or your tutor, and they will contact you through announcements from programs and within the modules, and you will see those announcements on the program homepage and the module homepage that we've just looked at. You get notifications by email of when those announcements are made, and it's important that you go online and study and look at those and study a bit at a time every day if you can to keep up to date and keep engaged with your studies. You'll interact with your peers through discussion forums, which are available within each module, just like you chat to your friends and family on social media. And then those discussions will have a focus with the academic on what's happening within that module within that week. So whether it's a key piece of reading or a key activity, or as you prepare for your assignment submissions, those discussion boards and those community spaces will really help support you through your module, both with students that may be in this country, but also internationally. So we have a large proportion of international students, so that will also help you to get that international global perspective on the subjects that you're studying at that moment. Our academics are experts in their subject discipline and experts in delivering online. And there is a short video available in that guide to online learning that I mentioned earlier, which will show you a little bit more from the academics talking about how they support students and what you can expect from the online learning environment and the online learning platform. The academics will support you also through one-to-one tutorials and live webinars like this one that you're undertaking now, but on either as a one-to-one basis if you need it with your academic, or as a group webinar to discuss a particular point in a particular week of study. To give you an example of some module content, here is an element that has been created for a psychology module around what is perception. So you will see that the unit content contains quotes, it contains textual pieces and also contains diagrams, many of which have interactivity with them as well. So you can drag them around and move them around so that the material supports you as you move through the content in understanding and demonstrating key concepts, theories in a way that's engaging, effective and insightful for you. We make our learning materials accessible, so any videos that you come across will have a transcript. So if there are any students that have additional hearing needs or additional learning needs, there are alternative ways of watching those videos. We also have for every module a downloadable file so that if you want to be able to take a document away and read the content on the bus or on the train or if you're going away, you can still do that without having to have internet access. I referred earlier to the University of Library. You can log on to our online university library and access journals, ebooks and other resources that support your study. Each module has a specific reading list which refers to core text, book chapters, websites or journals, and you'll have access to a specific subject librarian either via live webinars or again one-to-one Skype sessions who can provide you support with your studies. If you would like to see more of an insight into the online learning materials available through online learning study, you can go onto the website and do some course tasters. and these will also be highlighted to you as part of the Guide to Online Learning. So for example, you'll see on the screen here, the Psychology BSc. There is a course taster available, which you can try at your leisure, and it just gives you a 20-minute, half an hour insight into what the program material is like, so that you can understand what you will be studying if you become an online learning student with us. I hope that helps you to understand more about the online learning environment and what it's like to be an online learning student. Using the chat function on screen, does anybody want to ask any questions? And I'll hand back over to Lucy to facilitate those.
That's great. Thanks very much, Hannah. I hope you found that helpful. There's quite a lot of information to take in there, but we do have plenty of time. So if you do have any questions regarding Hannah's presentation and the learning environment, or if there are questions about anything to do with online learning or applications or anything, then if you use the text chat facility to post them, then we will do our best to answer them today. And I'll just give you, while you're just having a think about any questions, I know some people did post a few when they registered, so I'll just cover off a couple of those just while we give you a few minutes to think about anything else you'd like to ask. One of the questions came through was if you happen to live locally, so live close to the university, are you allowed to use campus facilities? Absolutely. You are studying online, but you're still a University of Derby student. So if you do live locally, you can come onto the campus. You will be given or you can request a student card, and that will give you access to the library. So if you want to use the facilities, if you just want a quiet space to come and work and get away from home or from work, then you're absolutely entitled to be able to do that. So that's a good bonus if you live locally. Another question is around how will I get my certificate after graduation? Just in terms of graduation, so if you've completed a undergraduate or postgraduate qualification, so a bachelor's or a master's degree, then you will be invited to attend graduation here in the UK in Derby as part of the University of Derby's ceremonies, which is a fantastic time for us. We get very excited because it's the only time that we really get to meet our students face to face, and for you likewise, it's a great opportunity to meet your academics, the admissions team, the online learner advisors, and to also meet some of the students that you may well have been studying with on the course. So it's a fantastic day, and we really enjoy it. And we've got some videos on YouTube and on the website too, if you wanted to see what that looks like. And in terms of getting your certificate, if you can't attend graduation, then your documents will all be sent out to you. So that's not an issue at all. So we've got some questions coming through. Marisha, I know you mentioned about having access to the library at the university, but if you physically can't get to the university, are reading materials available online? Do you want to take that one, Hannah?
So yes, Marisha, there is online access to the library, and we do the reading list within each module. We refer to online textbooks, online journals, online resources, so you can still access those even though you are still online.
Amber's been asking about peer-to-peer possibilities. How many students are there approximately in the ergonomics course, for example? Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you, to be honest. If that's something that you definitely want to know, obviously, Amber, we would get back to you. But one thing I will say is that for all of our courses, it's really important for us to that you're having the best possible learning experience, and to be able to do that, as well as having excellent content and academic support, you also need to have that engagement with your peers. So the courses that we run do operate there would be a minimum number of students required to be on the modules to make sure that that experience is the best that it can be. But if that's something you specifically want to know, then I can make an inquiries to find that out. It also might vary depending on which module you're on, because depending where people come, because we have 3 intakes in the year, for example, if you join in September or if you join in May, then you may the cycle of the modules that you run, they may not necessarily be concurrent. So so that might have some that might affect how many people are on each module, and also where the modules are optional. Some modules may be far more popular than others, so it does just tend to vary really. But as I say, it's our main objective is to make sure that you have a really good student experience, and by that I mean that you're getting engagement from your tutors and also from students. John has asked around, does the British Computer Society accredit the Information Technology MSc? It does not. We do, yes, we are. I think there are plans for accreditation. Yes, we are working towards accreditation. To get the accreditation, you do have to, the course does have to be running for a while so that the accreditation organisation can look at the quality and that they can assess and make sure that it's meeting their standards. So we don't at the moment, John, but if you watch this space, then I think there are plans for that to be coming through fairly soon. Lizzie, you've asked about the MSc Psychology. Are the webinars flexible? Supplied a couple of days ago. Okay, I'm not too sure about your for your actual application, Lizzie, in terms of whether you would the likelihood of you gaining a place without seeing your application. But I know our admissions team will be reviewing your application and they will get back to you to either let you know if you've been successful, if there is anything else that that you might need to support your application. So our admissions team will get back to you in terms of that. And in terms of the webinars that run as part of the teaching, they are normally what happens is the academics will contact the students to try and arrange a time when most people can attend, but everything that they do will be recorded so that you can go back and obviously watch the webinar, and if you've got questions or you need more information, then you would just contact the academic direct, and they would be able to get back to you with any other questions or queries that you have. So, but they do try and schedule them at the best time that most people can attend. So, so there is some flexibility there. Okay, Hannah.
So, Marisha, absolutely, yes. A lot of our students may have been away from full-time or part-time study for quite some time. We have a high proportion of people returning to study as adults, so with other time commitments, families, full-time jobs. And so we do provide lots of resources and support for those that have been away for a while. So we have a comprehensive study skills resource which talks to you about how to reference properly, how to write an essay, gives you guidance on managing your time and how to best arrange your studying. And we also have resources around plagiarism, not because we expect that you're going to do it, but just to help you avoid some of the pitfalls with plagiarism. And also we have mechanisms that we recommend. So Turnitin is our assessment tool, and we make that available to you earlier on, because if you do run your assignment through it early, it will pinpoint to you any potential problems in there, so you can then go back and make those amendments to the references or to the to any concerns around plagiarism. So we do have lots of support resources available for you around study skills, plagiarism, referencing, and of course the academics and the tutors are always on hand as well to give you any additional support that you may need.
Great. Thanks very much, Hannah. Camille has asked a very good question. How many MSc graduates progress on to further study for becoming a psychologist? I do not have that information to hand, unfortunately, but I do know that the majority of our psychology students, and psychology is our most popular portfolio, which it has been for many, many years. So most people they're doing it for a specific reason, certainly at master's level. So whether that's to either go on to do teaching or to do research, or whether they're looking for that qualification and the BPA accreditation and the graduate basis for chartership to then go on to specialise in the subject area that they want to practice in. I do know that that's one of the main reasons, but in terms of numbers, it's something I can certainly ask our psychology team, Camille, and maybe if it's helpful, I can get one of them to give you a call if that's something that you would like some information on. I've got your details, I think, here. So if you would like me to, then I can pass that on to find out for you. Um, Another question, how long does it usually take to know that you're accepted for the program after handling in your application? Our online admissions team, we're just finishing our May intake at the moment, so they have been extremely busy processing everybody's applications for May. They would normally certainly hope to get back to you, I would say certainly within a week, if not sooner. But if you would like, Amber, I can pass your details on to admissions and just see if somebody can get in contact with you tomorrow to give you an update on where your application is in the system. So I can certainly do that for you if you're eager to know. I'll pass those details on if you're happy for me to do that. Okay, great questions, everybody. Thank you very much for participating. It's absolutely fantastic. Still got a bit of time, so if you have got any more questions, then do keep putting them through. Just really to finish off, I guess, in terms of the formality of the presentation, if you are thinking about starting a course with us, our next intake now is September, which seems an awful long time away, but it will be here very, very quickly. And you can apply at any time for our intakes, which are in January, May or September, just by clicking on the apply now on our website. And the September term starts on the 25th of September. Application deadline would normally be towards the end of August. So the sooner you can get your application in, then that's all of that kind of administration part out of the way, and you won't need to make any payment for your course until you're invited to enrol, which again would most likely be the beginning of September. So although you're submitting your application, there's no you don't have to make any payment at the time being. So some more questions have come through there. Other than a postgraduate loan, what other funding financial support options are there? Okay, so we do have some payment plans available. So if you are self-funding, then our most popular payment plan is the pay as you go effectively. So you would need to pay, when you enroll, you would pay a deposit of 40% of the module fee, and then you would each module runs over a 10-week period, and over that 10-week period you would then pay another 3 additional 20% installments. So it helps you to spread the cost of that module over that term time. You can, if you pay upfront for your course, there is a discount available, which I believe is 5%. But in terms of other, we don't offer any financial loans ourselves. If you're a British or UK resident, then doing an undergraduate degree, there are loans you can apply for through the government, through the student finance. Or if you are looking for a postgraduate, then there are postgraduate loans available as well, as long as you've not studied at master's level. But I think you do have to be doing a full master's degree to be able to get the postgraduate studies loan. um, Yes, Camille. So if you were looking for postgraduate, probably the postgraduate loan would be the most applicable one for you, assuming that you haven't already got a master's degree. Lizzie, in terms of going on where to go next in regards to psychology once I hope. I think probably the best thing to do, Lizzie, would be to speak to your if you're already taking one of our courses, would be to speak to your academic or to one of your online tutors. Um, yes, or we've got the careers team here that might be able to help you. Um, I think yeah, it depends really where you want to go to with psychology. It has lots of applications, whether you want to go into practicing, whether you want to just use it as part of, in another role that you're doing. So there are lots of opportunities there. So I would definitely recommend speaking to somebody, or again, if you're not a current student, and again, sorry, Lizzie, I haven't got information in front of me, but I can arrange for one of our academics to give you a call and just talk through some options with you if you think that would be helpful. There is also a lot of information on the website of the British Psychological Society. They accredit our psychology courses, and they do have a lot of information on their website too that people find helpful with the different options that are available. Marisha, if I wanted to get some further information before I complete my application, would someone be able to give me a call? Absolutely, Marisha. I'm not sure I've got your details registered, but I'll pop an email address in here, which is our inquiry email account. So you email your questions through to that email address, then one of our team will be able to get back to you, either telephone, Skype, or email, whichever is better for you. And they'll be able to give you information, whether it's subject specific or about your application, then do get in touch with us. Or if you wanted to speak to an academic specifically, again, we can also arrange that. That's not a problem at all. Okay, I've got one more slide here. So other ways to get in touch, obviously, the website, lots of information on there. And as Hannah said, we've got the guide to online learning, which is something that's only been developed this year, I think, sort of started at the beginning of the year, that's available. That does have a lot of information in, lots of frequently asked questions in there, so worth having a look around. If you haven't done a course taster, that's something, again, they not available for all courses at the moment, but we're gradually introducing those as we go throughout the year, and that's a really good way to just have a play yourself and go around and explore, as Hannah demonstrated earlier. Um, we've got lots of videos on there, academic videos, graduation, student testimonials. Again, just information in there to give you a bit more insight into what we do and how things work. And obviously you can follow us on social media to keep up to date with latest information, events, and things that are going on. So I don't know if anybody has any more questions, then please let us know now. That really concludes the formal part of the presentation. So we'll stay online for a few more minutes just to answer any other questions. Otherwise, thank you very, very much for attending today. It's been great to have you. As I said before, thanks for joining in and for giving us lots of questions to answer this evening. Hannah, I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add.
No, just again, echo Lucy's thanks. Thank you for showing interest, and do get in touch if you've got any more questions.
Brilliant. Okay. And if you have got any more questions, do come through on the UDOL inquiries at derby.ac.uk email account, or you can call us on 01332 594,000. Our team here will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. And thank you very much for joining. I wish you a pleasant evening if you're in the UK, or rest of the day if you're around the world. But and we hope it's been helpful for you this evening, and we hope that you will consider applying for a course with us. Thanks very much.
Bye.